An African safari adventure is truly unforgettable. Being face-to-face with untamed wildlife is a rare thrill, offering a powerful connection to nature. But when you get that close to wild animals, things can, and often do, go sideways. And this video is living proof of that. These are 15 times when African safari trips went horribly wrong. And trust me, the number 7 will blow your brain. Number 15. Lion opens car door. It's one thing to see a lion, it's another to watch it figure out how a car door works. In Kruger National Park, a lioness strolled casually past a row of vehicles, then stopped. She didn't look startled. She wasn't hunting. She was studying. And when her paw reached out to tug at the car handle, you could feel the shift. The tourists inside were frozen. From a locked car, people usually feel untouchable. But many leave their doors unlocked without thinking. One flick from a curious paw, and that illusion shatters. These animals are always watching, learning from the endless parade of humans. It's not just instinct anymore, it's observation. The line between predator and prey can be as thin as a car window, and if that window's cracked open, or the door isn't latched, suddenly, you're no longer a spectator. That's the moment when people realize the lion is never just passing by. It's taking notes, and every click, every twitch, might be its next move. Number 14. Rhino bull charges at cars. If you were a rhino, humans wouldn't exactly be your favorite species either, especially not with how poaching has pushed your kind to the brink of extinction. Their horns, literally the same stuff as human fingernails, are still hunted like treasure. So when a rhino in the wild appears to be guarding a calf, it's not hard to understand why it would charge at safari vehicles. That's what happened here. Possibly scarred by previous encounters with poachers, the rhino didn't hesitate. It charged. These creatures weigh anywhere from 1,760 to over 3,000 pounds, and some have reached up to 6,385. You don't want that mass coming at you. Equipped with 2 thick horns and brute strength, rhinos don't just defend, they bulldoze. In this case, the rhino was clearly fed up and it showed. Sadly, no matter how powerful these animals are, the illegal horn trade still has the upper hand. And every year, the number of wild rhinos continues to shrink, despite moments like this showing just how hard and badly they fight back. Number 13. Angry giraffe charges at truck. We don't usually think of giraffes as particularly hostile, but getting chased by one is no joke. These towering animals are not only massive, but can land a kick strong enough to kill with one blow. So, when a group of tourists at Kenya's Masai Mara Game Reserve started laughing at a charging giraffe, they probably should have been praying instead. This furious giraffe had something to prove, and it was coming in hot. It chased the vehicle effortlessly, outrunning the small Jeep with ease, and once it cut in front of the car, the laughter turned into frozen panic. The realization hit hard. This enormous, furious creature had trapped them. The mood shifted in an instant. It wasn't a joke anymore. How did it end? Nobody knows. The footage ends abruptly, and that just adds to the unease. Sometimes found footage is all you get, and it leaves you wondering what happened next and if those tourists ever truly understood how close they came to disaster. Number 12. Leopard encounter. Back in 2018, a tourist on safari in Botswana's Okavango Delta found himself a little too close to the top of the food chain. His guide had parked near a young leopard resting beside an impala carcass. At first, it was just another photo op, the kind every tourist hopes for. But the leopard wasn't done eating or resting. It stood up, locked eyes with the Jeep, and slowly approached. It wasn't aggressive, more curious. But when a wild predator walks right up to you, that distinction blurs fast. The animal began pawing at the Jeep's edge, and the tourist, frozen in place, let it happen. He stayed calm, said nothing, and waited. One swipe would have changed everything. Eventually, the leopard wandered off, maybe bored, maybe satisfied. Later, the guy contacted tabloids and shared his story, downplaying the danger, but clearly rattled. Wild animals don't always roar before they strike. Sometimes they just stare, and that's often more unsettling than any growl. Number 11. Buffalo crashes into vehicle. When a buffalo is fighting for its life, you don't want to be in its path. Well, let's say it's not good at all by any means. This one was being hunted by a pride of lions, twisting and dodging through the bush, doing everything it could to survive. The tourists in their Jeep thought they had front row seats to a takedown. Cameras were rolling and everyone was expecting a clean kill. But nature's not that neat. The buffalo spun wildly, kicking and thrashing, refusing to give in. In a panicked burst, it veered straight into the safari vehicle, crashing against the side hard enough to knock the lion off its back. It didn't stop to apologize. It bolted. The lions didn't waste time either. They took off in hot pursuit. Whether the buffalo got away is anyone's guess. The footage ends before you find out. But one thing's clear. This wasn't just some show for bored tourists. It was survival, raw and brutal. The kind that leaves scars on the animal and dents in your Jeep's door. Number 10. Elephants chase tourists. Spotting elephants in the wild is magical. A group of German tourists driving through South Africa's Kruger National Park were thrilled to see a herd cross right in front of them. But things turned quickly. 2 male elephants broke from the group, clearly agitated and showing signs of aggression. The tourists assumed a fight between bulls was about to break out. Instead, one turned its full attention to the car. Within seconds, a massive 5-ton bull was right beside their vehicle, slamming its tusks into the rear window. The window exploded under the pressure. A blow like that can do serious damage, and not just to the car. Luckily, everyone inside was safe, but visibly shaken. The rental, on the other hand, wasn't so lucky. The back end was wrecked, the deposit lost, and the adrenaline unforgettable. One of the tourists even joked about their insurance not covering wild elephant incidents. Safe to say, watching wildlife from a distance is one thing. Being on the wrong end of a tusk is another. All right, guys, now let's move to Number 9. Angry hippo attacks. There's something especially menacing and beautiful about a hippo that chooses to confront a vehicle. This wasn't a lazy giant yawning in the water. It was alert, upright, and tracking movement from the shallows. As the safari group paused to watch, thinking they were at a safe distance, the animal launched forward. Mouth wide open, massive teeth on full display. It wasn't bluffing. Hippos don't play. Weighing up to 4,000 pounds and packing a jaw strong enough to crush bone, they don't need second chances. The people scrambled, yelling for the driver to move. Thankfully, they pulled away just in time. The hippo didn't chase far, but its point had been made. These animals aren't just territorial, they're deadly. Despite being herbivores, they kill more people annually than lions or elephants. This wasn't a tragic story. It ended without blood, but it could have gone very differently. The hippo was later tranquilized and relocated, which felt more like a punishment than a solution. After all, it wasn't the one crossing any lines. Number 8. Cheetah jumps into safari car. Spring break in Tanzania turned heart-racing when safari guide Peter Heiston and his tour group stopped in the Serengeti for a quiet lunch. A few cheetahs nearby caught their attention, and the guides explained it was pretty normal for the animals to approach, sometimes even hopping on vehicles to get a better view of the landscape. Sure enough, one cheetah climbed onto the hood of the Jeep. But then it got serious. Another cheetah leaped through an open window, right into the back of the vehicle. Britton Hayes, one of the tourists, froze as the big cat landed next to him. Heart pounding, he knew better than to move or panic. Cheetahs don't see people as prey, but one wrong move can flip that script. Staying calm, Hayes waited as the cheetah sniffed around and left without incident. Nobody was hurt, but the experience was unforgettable. Hayes ended up with a once-in-a-lifetime photo and a story that no holiday brochure could prepare anyone for. Number 7. Monkey damages car. Stopping in the baboon section at Knowsley Safari Park in the UK is a guaranteed way to lose a piece of your car. One dad and his family rolled into the area thinking it'd be fun to watch some monkey antics. They didn't expect full-blown demolition. Within seconds, the baboons were swarming. One snatched a wiper blade like it owed him money. Another yanked at the wing mirror with disturbing focus. These weren't harmless little clowns. They were specialists in auto dismantling. The driver started shouting, sweating, trying to roll up the windows and shoo them off, but it was too late. The monkeys were in full heist mode, pulling, chewing, and snapping anything they could grip. It's almost like they'd been practicing. Eventually, the family made it out with a battered vehicle and a memory they probably won't forget, especially once the repair bill landed. Next time, they might just drive straight through. No monkey business, no damage, just a clean escape. Number 6. Hippo attack in Botswana. This wild moment was captured in 2023 by a couple on safari in Botswana's Okavango Delta. While out in their truck, they spotted a hippo nearby and decided to stop for photos. Bad idea. While hippos might look calm, they're some of the most dangerous animals on the continent. The couple thought the hippo was doing a mock charge, just a warning. But no, this hippo was dead serious. It charged the truck and sank its jaws into the passenger door, preventing the couple from making a quick getaway. Hippos don't just nibble, they clamp down. Eventually, it let go, but not before trashing the door and breaking the window. Here's a fun fact. Hippos can't swim. Their bodies are too heavy. Instead, they push off the riverbed and run underwater at shocking speeds. It's part of what makes them so dangerous. They may seem slow, but once they move, they're unstoppable. If a hippo gets mad, you'd better not be in its path or in its territory. Number 5. Baboon attack. Cape Point in South Africa isn't just scenic. It's home to one of the boldest baboon populations in the country, and they've learned exactly how to work the system. These aren't baboons digging through trash. They're organized, strategic, and entirely focused on shaking down tourists. When a vehicle slows or stops, they swarm, checking windows, peering inside, and looking for anything worth stealing. In one clip, the moment a door opened, the baboons made their move. One jumped inside, rummaging around like it was casing the place. Others climbed on the roof, banging and screeching. Tourists outside their cars found themselves targeted next, chased away as the baboons took full control. These animals aren't just opportunistic, they're aggressive, and when they feel like they've been challenged, they double down. This wasn't just a quick grab and go, it was a full ambush. Getting out of your vehicle in that area isn't brave, it's reckless. The baboons have adapted, they know what to look for, and they're faster than you'll ever be. Number 4. Nosy camel. At a safari park in Alexandria, Louisiana, a car full of friends found themselves in a full-blown camel standoff. It started like a normal drive-through, windows cracked, snacks in hand, laughter in the air. But the camels had other plans. These lanky opportunists know exactly what a slow-moving car with people inside means: food on demand. As the vehicle crept through their enclosure, one massive head jammed itself through the window like it owned the place. Chaos broke out. AJ, who had been sitting comfortably in the front seat, shrieked and bolted into the back like his life depended on it. Meanwhile, CA couldn't stop laughing, even as the camel kept reaching in, determined to get every last bit of food. The camels weren't aggressive, just persistent. They trailed the car like groupies at a concert. By the end, the passengers were howling, the snacks were gone, and the camels were still hustling. Not terrifying, but definitely unforgettable. Camel diplomacy? Zero chill. What do you think about it? Well, let us know. Number 3. Giraffe smashes car window. First rule of safari parks: keep the windows up. It's not difficult. You'd think everyone would get it. Apparently not. At West Midlands Safari Park in the UK, one tourist did the exact opposite. She left the window wide open while a giraffe leaned in looking for snacks. Instead of waiting it out or using, say, basic logic, she decided to close the window on the giraffe's neck. Predictably, it didn't go well. The glass shattered. The giraffe's head jerked back. The entire situation turned from silly to dangerous in seconds. Nobody got hurt, but the scene was messy, loud, and incredibly dumb. If you close a window on a wild animal's head, don't act surprised when glass flies. The poor giraffe was left shaken and probably bruised. It's not just about safety for people, it's about not traumatizing the animals. Wildlife isn't decoration, and a car isn't a vending machine. That's not a cute memory. It's reckless. And yeah, the bill for the window? Probably not covered. Number 2, lion bites tire. Inside Kruger National Park, vehicles often stall near lions, waiting for them to move. This time, a pride was lounging across the road, soaking up the sun like it was their personal spa. The tourists didn't mind the delay. Most were happy to sit and watch. But one lioness, more curious than the others, wandered over to a parked vehicle. She didn't growl. She didn't threaten. She sniffed, poked around the front, and then clamped her teeth into a tire like it was a chew toy. A second later, the tire burst. The noise sent her leaping back, clearly startled. No injuries, just a rattled cat and a ruined tire. The people inside the vehicle stayed quiet, unsure if laughing or panicking was more appropriate. Lions in the wild often treat cars as part of the landscape, but every now and then, curiosity wins out. And in this case, it cost someone a tire, and probably a bit of their calm, too. So it's best to see these big cats on TV instead of in Africa. Number 1, tiger attacks tour bus. The video's grainy. The bus looks like it's holding together with duct tape, and yet somehow people still signed up for this safari. The tour vehicle was designed like a moving cage, with guests trapped inside while massive tigers wandered freely on the outside. Somewhere in the unknown wilds of India or China, this setup flips the usual roles. The people are the exhibit, and the tigers are the curious visitors. As the vehicle rattles through the reserve, the big cats approach with growing interest, pressing their faces against the wire mesh. The unsettling part isn't just how close they get, but how much they seem to understand. One misstep, one mechanical failure, and that bus could become a buffet. Tigers are problem solvers. If one had decided to push just right or find a weak point, things might have ended much differently. There's no real protection when you're locked in a tin box and surrounded by apex predators that think you're the one behind bars. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon in the next one.